So I hope you appreciated hearing from someone else for a brief moment. Um, so you heard about ocean and you heard about what the test is, what it does, how it develops, etc. In this video for Political Science 310's March 18th class, we're going to look at how we use ocean within political science. So, ocean is widely seen as the most accurate, and sometimes people view it as the only accurate personality test. The components, of course, are openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Um, like I mentioned in the last video that I spoke in, most personality tests are bunk. They're not worth a whole lot. They're not a whole lot more valid than what you'd see in like Cosmopolitan magazine. However, Ocean has withstood scrutiny better than most. And so here are some non-political behavior kinds of findings. If you score high in neuroticism, you have worse health outcomes in general. If you score high in neuroticism, you also have lower academic success. Those who are high in conscientiousness have more academic success, and this makes sense because they're, more detailed oriented and things like that. If you are very high, if you have high openness, if you score high on that metric, you've got a lot of analytical strength. If you are extroverted, you have high task proficiency on the job. You actually get things done at work. Um, and your relationship quality doesn't your significant other, your relationship with them doesn't have so much to do with your own ocean profile, but with your partner's ocean profile. And so positive relationship quality is positively correlated with your partner's reported openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness, and is also positively correlated with your perception of your partner's extroversion. And so we see this in like school and work and relationships. We see how the big five plays out. So now let's look at how it plays out in politics. Um, uh, People who are conscientious, highly conscientious, are more liberal. People who are score high on the openness scale are more liberal. So conscientiousness is more conservative, openness is more liberal. But it's not just on the ideological scale. There's also things on the actual behavior scale. So people who score high on the openness metric are more interested in politics in general than those who score low on the openness metric. So they're more likely to vote. They're more likely to follow the news. They're more likely to write a letter to a politician, etc. And participation in general is linked to openness and extroversion. The causal mechanism, though, is very difficult to show. We don't really know why conscientious people are more conservative. Now, we can make some guesses. People who are open to new experiences are more likely to be open to kind of new ways of doing policy. We can make some of those kinds of inferences, but we don't really know what it is about openness that makes that causes one to be more liberal in general. And so that is a thing that we are working on in political psychology that hasn't been kind of established yet.